What's up, Big Blue Nation? It's your boy Bradley Burrow back in the building. And of course, each week I have a guest on, and I have a special guest, former Wildcat Ramel Bradley. I should say Ramel Smooth Bradley. You know what I'm saying?
That in the middle, bro. You gotta throw that in the middle, man.
I know, man. How you doing?
Doing great, bro. It's good to see you, dog.
Yeah.
Crazy world we're living in right now.
Yep. Heck yeah. It's a crazy world, man. And I guess for people that probably don't know what you're up to now these days, I guess give us a little refresher. You kind of now doing some agricultural stuff. You're in the eastern part of Kentucky, just talk about some of the things that you're doing now to kind of, I guess, help the community, help the state of Kentucky.
So in 2017, when I decided that it was time for me to make a shift in my career focus, more towards my family and my community, me and one of my good friends that I actually study with, Jonathan Webb, had the vision to build a large greenhouse out in eastern Kentucky. And 3 years later, we now have received over 125 million in investment. And we building a large vegetable fruit facility in the whole world. And we got some educational programs, and we're gonna be hiring a lot of people soon to come work with us. So.
Yeah, you're doing some big things, man. I've seen some of the videos you're going around talking to different high schools and different communities. What has that been like for you? I know, a guy like yourself being from New York, you're Kentucky, you're in these rural areas, you're talking to some kids back there, man. What is it like?
Man, it's been pretty amazing, dog. So when I first came back from Brooklyn, one of my first focuses with the company was to start this ag tech educational entrepreneurship program. And we got students growing leafy greens, man. And it's, you would think that it's different, and it is. I went from the city to the holler, and but it's still the same in the sense that we all need access to healthy fruits and vegetables. We all want to be healthy, and we all want sustainable jobs. So it's been fulfilling in that way, man.
And I guess, man, just tell me, how did it come about? I know you're agricultural, you got your degree in that at Kentucky, but how did that start? Like, what did somebody approach you? Did you approach someone else? How did that kind of get started?
Yeah, so my family. It's my family. I started coming home towards the end of my career, and some people that were dear to me were just going through certain health issues, and we started to realize that food was the problem. And at the same time, food is also the solution. Healthy food, or the right kinds of food to be putting into our bodies. It's like 23 million people dying from preventable diseases. And so when I got involved in my community, we was feeding about 400 families, good, healthy fruits and vegetables. And then my boy Jonathan Webb called me, and we had a conversation about community and access and education. And we seen, similarities in Pikeville and Brooklyn. So that's how the idea started, came about. And we've been putting our head down, just getting to it ever since, dog.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to see you do that, especially a guy from New York like yourself in Kentucky. Laying your foundation, kind of here. I guess, man, going back, we're going back to your days before you got to Kentucky. All the being a New York guy, hooping there in the streets, I'm sure, of Brooklyn and all that stuff. What was it like for you in high school? You went. You played in high school for a couple of years, then you left and went to Florida for academy, the IGM Academy. Just talk about your high school days, man. What was it like hooping in New York?
Wasn't nothing like it, man. I don't know if you so I played with Sebastian Telfair. He was probably the first point guard to ever go straight to the NBA at high school. He was the number one guard at the time. And we had a squad, man, coming up in Brooklyn. We was taking teams out. They couldn't rock with us for sure. And, you know how it be in the city, guys hooping and getting that notoriety, but not focusing on the books. And I wasn't really focused on my books at that time. And it turned out to be a blessing in disguise for me, because I heard about this school in Florida that was putting together their first basketball program. So I had the opportunity to go down there with Torian Green from Florida, Michael Beasley, and hoop at, you know, a prestigious academy, man, with students from all over the world. So I had the opportunity to engage with different people, different coaches, and that's how I got to UK. Putting in some work out there too, representing.
Yeah, man. I guess before you decided to come to UK, what other schools were looking at you? What other offers did you have when you were coming through?
So I had a couple schools. I know Seton Hall was recruiting me pretty heavy. Clemson, West Virginia. I had a few Big East schools. I know Georgia was in the row, but honestly, I always wanted to go to a smaller school and score a lot of points and beat up on the big dogs like Kentucky, Duke, and all of that. It just so happened for me that once I got that call from the big dogs and you go on that visit and you see it's just different. It's very different. It was easy for me to come to UK.
Yeah, no, man. And when you came in a good class. You had Rondo, Randolph, Joe. You're one of your best friends. Just talk about that class coming in, man. What was it like for you all in that? Because I'm sure it had to be some battle between you and Rondo playing that point guard position, man. You gotta tell me what was happening during that time.
Yeah, that's a fact. A lot of people don't realize that too, because Kyle has so many #1 classes, but we kind of kicked that whole thing off. And being able to come in with those dudes, it was a pleasure because we was the top dogs in the country. We definitely had some battles in practice. Me and Rondo going at it. Rondo, oh man, Rondo was such a good defender. He would force me. Like, it's tough to run a play when somebody guarding you with defensive skills like Rondo. So I almost just had to score on him every time. So he'd just fall back and go, all right, man, let me let this guy run the play. So it was a lot of battles, man. I miss those guys. I miss playing with them.
Yeah, no, man. I enjoy, watching you guys, man. I couldn't believe that, Kentucky was able to get two good guards like you and Rondo yourself, and you sprinkle in Joe, who was a combo guard. You know what I mean? And I guess, man, what was it like playing for Tubby? Who is a defensive guy, hard nosed guy, and you are a guy to kind of like give me the ball, get out of the way. What was it like for you and Tubby? I know y'all had to butt heads a couple times. Just talk about that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, so much respect for Coach Smith. Love him, legendary coach. At that time though, we was coming in high schoolers, #1 recruiting class, and we was expecting to get right to it. Coach Smith was a little bit more, I would say, old-fashioned in that way. Is he expected guys to go through, you had to learn the ropes. You got to go through the different stages. You got to prove yourself. Seniority is the one who, has first take and all of that good stuff. But it caused us to really go after each other and really be competitive. It definitely did that. And we learned early we had to earn those seniors' respect. Chuck Hayes and Kalina and all of those guys. And they respected us because they knew we wanted to come in and make an impact immediately. So it was dope, man.
Yeah, and obviously, you had some good years there. Especially going up to your junior year, Tubby decides he wants to leave. You had an opportunity, I guess, either test the waters a little bit in the NBA, but you decided to come back, both you and Joe. Obviously, a new coach came in, Billy Gillespie. You decided to play for him. I guess. Tell me a little bit about playing the difference. I know it's a huge difference being from Tubby to Billy Gillespie, man. Just talk about that.
Man, it was an experience, dog. From day one, and we had heard a few stories about Gillespie. I think actually at that time it was like Coach Kyle. We was thinking about Big Kyle. We was thinking about Gillespie and a few other people, and we ended up getting Coach G. And man, when he came in, he just tried to punish us. Like it was brutal, bro. Like it was really brutal. I don't even know if you remember this, but like almost damn near the whole season, we had like half the squad on the team. Like a few guys was injured, and the guys that we had that was halfway healthy, he ran those guys in the ground. I was the captain of the team, so I was trying to hold everybody together to make it. But it was tough, dog. I broke my finger during that year, still broken. I couldn't even get it treated because so many guys was hurt, and so it was a wild, bogus year, man. But
Yeah.
it made us stronger. It made us tough. It made us tough as nails, actually. So
Yeah.
we got to deal with the bad.
Yeah, because I had Joe on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how tough it was for you all. He said he remember you all been in the car before practice, just kind of talking about, look, man, let's get through this. No one will believe us if we don't go through this and be able to tell our story. And you guys kind of went through and finished it out. I know it had to be tough. I mean, I'm assuming that it made you and Joe even tighter. You know what I mean? Just talk about, I guess, that situation, and then what kind of relationship you all had coming in together and then sticking around together to finish up at UK.
Oh man, so it was only God working, because me and Joe, for us both to come in from big cities, and then to be roommates, like we hit it off right off the bat. We could relate to each other, and moving forward, we both progressed in our careers, but when we had that definite turn on our senior year, like we had to rely on each other like no other, man. Like we was getting put through it. And then we was the guys on the team that our teammates was looking to as being the leaders. So, man, he would get kicked off the team. We didn't know what was gonna happen, and for no reason. Like it was just like just bogus stuff happening. And he'd be back on the team. Billy G kicked me off the team. It's like what are you doing? We had dog, it was just chaotic. Me and Joe used to just talk to each other, man. We had some of the deepest, realest conversations that two brothers could have. We was just like, bro, like, I ain't gonna make this shit without you, man. Like, if you going, I'm going. And we just leaned on each other, and we supported each other in the way that we needed, man. I wish one of these days we could tell that story about how we got through that year, but it was probably some of the most difficult times ever that I ever been to.
Yeah, no, me being in the media at the time, on the outside looking in, I knew there was a lot of problems, you know what I mean? But obviously you went through it, so I know it had to be tons of problems, things that we don't even know about that happened that we just kind of heard and sprinkled. Is it true? Is it rumors? It's very tough, man. I guess on that note, like, was there anything that you really remember about your 4 years there at Kentucky? Is there anything that really stuck out and you were like, man, that was one of my best moments, or there's anything that, stands out to you that you're like, man, I really miss that part about being in Kentucky?
I would say one of my, probably, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that I could zero in on. But when I think about my senior season, one of the main things that stuck out to me was, one, our last game that we played at Rupp. We got a chance to beat Florida, and we got the win for the fans. It was our last time we was going to be in there. So that was a real special moment, being able to talk to the fans after that, me and Joe. But then also, it was one game in that year, I got a concussion. Like, I was on the rampage, playing solid, like up for player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I got fouled at Georgia. And I had a concussion, was out for the whole game, and we still won that game. Like, I remember Ramel Harris and everybody who you would have considered. Our guys took a lot of slack.
Mm-hmm.
But, just with the leadership that we had, I was just so proud that we was able to just win tight games, and those guys was able to do it when I wasn't on the court, to show how good they were. So I just miss the fans. I miss the teammates, miss my teammates.
Yeah, no, man, that's definitely is good, man, because obviously, 4 years now is rare for guys to stay around in college, and you did it. You, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
that was an era when people actually stayed 4 years, and then you got your degree, you got done playing at Kentucky, then obviously you had an opportunity to play professionally. You played overseas 8+ years, man. Some good basketball. I know you probably made some nice money for yourself. Just talk about playing overseas, man. What was that like?
So it was actually an unbelievable experience. And I remember like studying at UK and wanting to take the classes where I could study abroad, and not being able to because we was like, nah, you can't even live that life. So when I had the opportunity to go over and be in Israel and Turkey, Croatia, all of these places, France. It was just like, it was wonderful because I never been to those places. I never dreamt that I would travel the world and see these things and have friends speaking different languages. So I really appreciated that, man. Yeah, I really did.
Yeah,
And
no,
then I'm a champion too in Turkey. Won a
yeah.
championship. Be a scorer, get my buckets off. So it was the best of both worlds. It was the best of both worlds.
That's good though, man. You know, because everybody thinks you got to make to the NBA, but there's a lot of basketball out there to be played overseas, man. A lot of money out there to get, you know, out there, and you can win a ring like you did yourself. So that's always good. And then, you know, you know, even though you play basketball, you know, you from New York, you got a little bit of swag. You rap a little bit. You know, you had a little rapping career, man.
Yeah.
Just talk about that. Are you still fresh on your rap, or what do you do? Like, I know, or did you kind of retire a little bit?
I felt all the way back. I felt all the way back from rapping. It got to a space where it was just like, okay, I had the opportunity to let out kind of my creativity, and I used it through rapping, and it was great. I put out an album and went on tours, but not so much recently. I kind of all the way fell back. I'm looking for some beats though. I want to do something, but you got to really be in that mind state in order to really put out some quality that people are gonna listen to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Got to be like Nas and that New York state of mind. You know what I mean? And
That's a fact.
you know, you get it, you own it.
Timeless.
Yep, exactly. Man, you still like you in pretty good shape. Are you still having pickup runs? Are you running anywhere?
So I still feel like in my mind I could go out and get buckets right now. Give anybody work, because I have been training, doing my best to stay in shape and you know, keep my body right. But pretty soon I'm gonna get back into hooping. We building a basketball court on our site where we have the facility at. So I'm gonna definitely be getting it in. Definitely get the opportunity to train up some of the youth, and so these guys don't talk funny, you know.
Yeah, you gotta let them know, man, because as you get a little older, they don't see you play anymore. They still don't think you got it. But look,
Right.
once you put that ball in their hand, you get on that court, it's still on and popping, man. You know, don't let them fool you.
That's a fact, Bradley, and that's what I'm on too. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna be in shape. I'm listening. Whoever talking trash, I'm taking notes, and when we get on the court, I'm just gonna let them have it, and they gonna be like, "Damn, but you ain't hooping no more. All wrong, bro."
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously, here in this world, man, it's been kind of crazy with the whole coronavirus pandemic. We had a lot of issues with the social injustice of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, you know, all those things that are going on. I guess I want to get your thoughts on it, man. You know, you guys, you've been from New York, now you've been to Kentucky, you kind of see both sides of different perspective of how the world is. What is your thoughts on this whole racism stuff going on right now? Have you talked to anybody, or you following it pretty, you know, following along, or what is your thoughts, I guess?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's difficult not to, bro. And I'll be honest with you. You know, we've been seeing this happen time after time after time again. I've been, you know, having to have difficult conversations with my mother. You know, one of the things that really has stuck out to me with this whole ordeal was Trayvon Martin. You know, me and him had the same birthday, you know, born on the same day. So when he passes, like, you know, I'm on the phone, I'll be talking to my mom, we crying. And we just like, you know, why is this? Why are we out here just getting killed, you know? And I really support everything that our youth is doing. They taking to the streets. And, you know, I'm for it, man, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. We got to deal with, you know, Breonna Taylor was sleeping in her crib. Other guys just walking down the street. Trayvon Martin got on a hoodie in the neighborhood. It's like, come on, man, we ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we got a pandemic going on, you know. And unfortunately, my family had to deal with that hard too. You know, I lost an uncle during this pandemic, and you know, it's just time. It's enough is enough, man. People want to be alive. People want to be healthy, and people want to be safe. You know, so I think what this time has really done for me and my family is just caused us to refocus and go, hey, man, we got to take life serious, and we got to appreciate life because it's a blessing, and we got to keep each other safe. So I've just been refocusing and trying to use everything that's been going on, the pain, to allow it to just motivate me to move forward and you know, and be an example. Be an example for change. So.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. You know, during this time, you gotta be positive, man. You know, it's. I know it's hard to do that when you have all this stuff going on. But you gotta be positive and reassurance. You gotta, talk to your family and talk to people, and that's what I've been doing myself.
Right.
So it's been very difficult. You being in Kentucky, man, like when you go around and you talk to all these kids in these high schools or even in the community, do you get a lot of people, I guess, talk to you? Hey, I remember you, man, at UK. Hey, man, I remember you. Do you still get that feeling? Do you still have that love from BBN?
I do, man, and that's the crazy thing, and that's why it ain't nothing like the BBN. Out of all the places I traveled, fans like BBN is crazy, man. They don't forget, especially if you gave it your all.
Mm-hmm.
They don't never forget you, man. They always give you that extra boost of confidence, and it's great being out in the community and touching the people and being able to see how me playing basketball affected their lives. And also to reciprocate that, because, what I have been able to accomplish by attending a university, by playing for this illustrious, prestigious program, it took me places that, it's still taking me places.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just very appreciative of that.
Yeah, and, and I've been, obviously I covered the team, been there, but I've seen you, Joe, other former players come back, watch the games, watch some of the players. I guess let me get your thoughts on, I'm sure you're going to say good things, but what Coach Cal's doing and what kind of players he's getting. Is anybody that came through there, you're like, man, I really love that player? Do you have a favorite player that's came through and, I say in the last couple of years you really enjoyed to play? Your thoughts on what Cal and then what he's doing and how they're moving forward as a program?
I definitely think Cal's doing it the right way. He's bringing guys in, he's getting the best talent, and he's molding these guys into the professionals that they want to become, that they dreamt about their whole life. And he's doing that by winning at the university, definitely continuing to captivate the fans. So, man, I just love everything that he's doing, As far as players, I feel like every year now, like, we bringing in some of my favorite players. If I had to choose like one out of all of them, it'd probably definitely be, to this day, it's difficult, but I would say Eric Bledsoe.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bledsoe is one of my favorites to watch, man. I really enjoy watching him. So, yeah, I'd probably give it to him, but I enjoy all of the new guys.
Yeah. A lot of people watch. Mm-hmm. A lot of people forget about Bledsoe because obviously when Wall was there, he kind of, I guess, he played the backseat to Wall. But, Bledsoe, man, he gets it done. He was one of my favorites too because, I'm a small guard. I'm a small dude. So I appreciate how he packed a lot of punch in that body, man. He go in hard, you know what I'm saying? And now he's playing with Giannis, and you see the effect that he can have on the floor. So everybody sleeps on E-Bled,
Yeah, don't sleep on my guy E-Bled, man. And might mess around. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I love to see my guy in LA with Brown.
Hey, well, they kept calling him like little baby Bron anyhow, especially with the Clippers. He and Chris Paul were together. They were doing some damage there, but I would love to see him play with LeBron. Obviously, we got AD there playing with him. You see how he elevates AD's game.
Right.
So
got Rondo. I just seen he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hope my guy get back though. I think it's like first round, hopefully. So he'll be fine.
And hey, Ramel, I want to say thank you for coming on, spreading some of all your love. You know what I'm saying? I definitely enjoy watching you play. You've always been a friend of mine. I always enjoyed the passion you had when you're on the court. I'm sure BBN did the same thing. They always show you love. Like I said, thanks again, man. Thanks for joining me.
Same here, man. Don't leave out the fact that we got the same name, Bradley.
Hey, that's right. Ramel, Bradley McKee. Hey, I love it. That's why we got a bond, man. It's about the Bradleys. You know what I'm saying?
Word up, bro. And I appreciate you having me, man. It's always good to talk to you. We got to do this more.
Yes, sir.